A very happy new year to all of you and welcome to our first 2021 online event. The holiday season may not have gone as planned, but let that setback or the current lockdown or grey skies not dampen our spirits. As they say, things often get worse before they get better. With that in mind, let's look forward to a cheerful and productive 2021. I'm Sunita, one of the travel specialists at Travel the Unknown. Borneo, a name synonymous with orangutans, other wildlife, and rainforests. Lesser known facts are its cultural richness, diversity, numerous ethnic groups and tribes, and some of the best diving and snorkeling sites, and a host of other adventure activities. Whether you want to go in search of proboscis monkeys, sun bears, and pygmy elephants in Sabah, or experience longhouse stay and tribal culture in Sarawak, or then explore caves and go hiking, Borneo has it all. We are very pleased to have with us today Beatriz Suarez, manager of our incoming tours in our local partnership in Borneo. After working for travel agencies and tour operators in Spain and UK dealing with holidays to Asia, Beatriz realized her dream of working in Asia. She has a passion for all things Malaysian. She has traveled the length and breadth of the country. She uses her own knowledge and experience to create exquisite itineraries for Borneo and the rest of Malaysia. An expert on sustainable tourism, she has been engaged in various environmental projects in Malaysia and is passionate about nature and wildlife conservation initiatives. Before we move on to Beatriz's presentation, I will quickly take you through the housekeeping rules. After the presentation, I will give some background on our tours and then we will have time for question answers. Please ensure your mics remain muted and videos remain off throughout the presentation. You can send us your questions through the chat box and we will take them up during the question answer round. Now, I shall hand you over to Beatriz.
Selamat pagi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Borneo presentation. And thank you for taking the time to be here today. And thank you, Sunita, for the opportunity of presenting this amazing destination. So in this presentation, I'm going to briefly talk about the different tribes that coexist in Borneo, as well as their traditions and rituals. And I will also show you the different parks and jungles and how it looks like the local food. And to end the presentation, I will show you my favorite lodges. So I hope you like it and you also fall in love with Borneo. So putting Borneo in a map. So this is the peninsular Malaysia, and this is the island of Borneo. Our neighbors are Thailand here, Singapore, Indonesia, that occupies the largest part of the island. The tiny country of Brunei is here, and here we cannot see, but it's very close, the Philippines Islands. Malaysia and Borneo comprise the states of Sabah here and Sarawak. It's the world's third biggest island with a population of 6 million of people. The indigenous tribes make half of the population. In Sarawak, 66%, half of the population, and in Sabah, 66%. I want to mention also the term of Bumiputras. So Malaysia make an important distinction between migrant people and the Bumiputras, that it means son of the soil. So these groups includes all the Malays, plus the indigenous people of the country. So let's start with Sabah, known as the land below the wind, because it's located below the typhoon belt, setting the state free from climatic disturbances. This is the land of ancient rites and luxuriant nature. Sabah has the highest number of ethnic groups with 32 communities. The largest groups that we are going to talk a little bit about are the Kadat Sandusung, Rungus, Bajau, Murut, and the Orang Sungai. Borneo rainforest is estimated to be an amazing 130 million years old. And with over 1,600 known species of animals, this is a unique Eden paradise. Borneo is, after the Amazon, the second land of Earth. Here the air is pure. I never have seen in my life so many rainbows and the breathtaking sunsets as in Sabah. These are the Kadasan Dusun, the largest communities, and it's the union of two tribes, the Kadasan and the Dusun. There are rituals for every occasion, big weddings, festival, birth, death. There are rituals to celebrate the harvesting season or rituals in form of seasons to appease the spirits. This is the typical dancing that we dance, believe me, we dance this very, very often, and it's called sumasau, that means dancing, and it's men and women dancing with gestures that resemble the flight of birds. This is their traditional custom. Monkey Nabalu is sacred above the spirits, and its original meaning is the resting place for the deceased. Every year, a ritual called monologue is conducted to appease the mountain spirit and obtain the permission before hiking to the peak. During the ritual, a priest will offer 7 chickens and 7 eggs along other items. Their most important festival is called Kamatan, that is celebrated in the month of May. And the festivities begin on 1st of May and extend throughout all the months, culminating in a grand celebration on the 30th and 31st of May. Where we can meet them? We can meet them at Lobong Lobong. This place is, we can stay with them in their homestay, or we can visit in a day trip from Kota Kinabalu. This is a tranquil and colorful village located on a valley with majestic views of Mount Kinabalu. And you will have a warm welcome. They are super nice people, a cultural experience. You also can enjoy jungle treks and, of course, good food. For me, the highlight of this place is the location. That cannot be more beautiful. It's breathtaking, and you can make an idea with this photograph. The next tribe are the Rungus. The Rungus are in Kudat, that is situated in the northeast corner of Sabah. This is where they live. This is the Rungus longhouse that comprises between 7 to 15 family homes and is built by wood, bamboo, and dry palm leaves. The concept of a longhouse is, imagine like a traditional condo, but instead of being vertical, it's horizontal. And then when you come to Borneo, you will understand why every family lives in a different unit. This is depending on the hierarchy, and it's really interesting. This is the gong, one of the most important instruments for festival, and they have a nice festival called Gong Matu Gong, and it's celebrated at the end of October. The Rungus people, they are very talented artisans and famous for the colorful bead work. In all the tribes, we are going to observe beautiful things that they do with beads. This is their costume. It's one of the most simple, but it's also beautiful costume that with a black skirt and blouse, 2 shoulder bands, and the accessories. We can meet them at Kudat. This is in a day trip from Kota Kinabalu. We can visit the Gong factory, the Rungus longhouse, and the Tipo Borneo, that is this picture. In a day trip, as I said, from Kota Kinabalu, or I will recommend to overnight because this area is amazing. You have beautiful beaches, and you can enjoy a snorkel and stargazing in the night, because the view of spectacular skies with a low level of light pollution is something unique. And the coastal town is famous for having the most pristine beaches in the state and not really touristic. The Mulut people, the people of the hills. These are the last of Sabah ethnic groups to renounce of headhunting. The headhunters in Borneo were active until approximately 1 century ago. Some collected the enemy warrior's head to take home as a trophy or as a proof of their victory. Others had to murder and bring the skull back to the village for permission to marry. So you can enter in the former longhouses and see the skulls that they are still dangling from the roofs. The Murut people, they are located in the southeast part of Sabah. Traditionally, they lead a semi-nomadic lifestyle with cultivation, hunting, and fishing. In April of May, they held a festival called Kalimaran, and it's a great opportunity to experience and observe their culture and tradition. This is the traditional dancing that they play with the sticks, and they move the sticks. The men, they move the sticks, and the ladies, they dance. The Murut could be one of the few ethnics that still use the tree bark as a traditional clothing, as you can see here. And one also of the most unique aspects of the Murut, they celebrate the wedding ceremonies that can last up to a week, and they have an elaborate dowry system where the groom may have to pay for life. Also, the Murut people, they honor the deceased by storing their bodies in a jar, and the jar is placed in a decorated hut along with personal effects of the deceased. We can meet them at Tenon and spend 3 days, 2 nights at Marais, that is a village that is located 3 hours from Kota Kinabalu, or KK, as is known by all of us. We say KK. And we can go by car and return by local train, but because it's also is a unique experience. This is a place that is a community-based tourism initiative that promotes sustainability and improve the livelihood of the community in this area. And you can experience a sense of belonging in the community and enjoy their laid-back lifestyle. The activities include cycling along the paddy field, where you will experience the local community working on the field. For nature enthusiasts, they will be pleased because there are a lot of bird species, and the scenery is also very beautiful depending on the time of the year. The colors change from planting to harvesting. You can learn the art of bark clothing making, how to make fish trams from bamboo, beads making, their dance, you will dance with them, and also learn about how the paddy is traditionally processed in rice. So in this picture, this is my colleague Alice learning how to make baskets. The Orang Sungai are the river people. Orang means people, and Sungai means river. And they depend on the fertile soil around the rivers to grow their vegetables and crops. And this is a fish trap called bubu. We can find them in the area of Kinabatangan River and Sukau. They play this game, the gazing game. The villagers, they believe that the spinning tops could help to bring a good harvest. They are talented craftsmen. They produce intricate design of tableware, mats, and adornments. We can meet them at Sukau and spend with them 2 days, 1 night, or 3 days, 2 nights in a homestay that is very special because they provide benefit to the local communities and they work in the orangutan conservation. Here you will learn with them to make handicrafts from coconut huts, assist to collect and plant samplings from orangutan conservation, or make fish nets. The head of this homestay, his name is Bam, and he has been working for 20 years in the conservation. And thanks to him, he has been creating a lot of wildlife corridors. We have met now the Sabah tribes, and now let's look into the amazing nature. We start with Mount Kinabalu. Mount Kinabalu is the highest mountain in Southeast Asia, 4,095 meters. is UNESCO World Heritage Site, declared in 2000. It's home of a wild range of different habitats. We can do a day trip from Kota Kinabalu, or so we can overnight in some nice places here, and we can explore the surroundings and different sceneries. That it can be the botanical garden, where you learn about the endemic plants, the medicinal uses, and pouring hot spring that is beautiful lowland rainforest that contrasting with the mountain, and also Sabah tea. In here, you will taste the only organic tea produced in Malaysia. To climb the Mount Kinabalu, that is a very popular activity, you can do it in 3 days, 2 nights, or 2 days, 1 night, and stay overnight at the base camp that is 3,200 meters before to start to climb to the summit for enjoy the breathtaking sunrise in Sabah. So in the following slides, I am including this small map for you can make an idea of where each place is located. Sepilok. Sepilok is a park. It's a forest area, huge, located like less than 1 hour by flight from Kota Kinabalu, about 40 minutes. And here you can visit the orangutan, and here it's guaranteed that you are going to see the orangutans, and also the sunbears. And these are 2 centers that they help to rehabilitate orangutans and sunbears that have been rescued in the jungle until they are ready to be again in the wild. And you can observe them at the feeding session from a platform. At the Sunbear Center, we can arrange a private meeting with the founder, so you can learn more about how is the wildlife conservation. And to visit Sepilok, you can do in a day trip. Well, you can overnight if you want, or when you travel to Kinabatangan, that is a must-see. You visit first these 2 centers, and then you travel to Kinabatangan. This is Kinabatangan River. It sustains one of the world's richest ecosystems. The wildlife here is something amazing. There's a lot of primate species, like the proboscis monkey, orangutans, gibbons, the pygmy elephants, and mammals, birds. I just spent New Year's Eve here in Kinabatangan, and it was amazing. And probably I haven't seen so much wildlife, maybe because now the animals, they feel like more relaxed for the lack of tourists. And I managed to see this time 3 crocodiles, lot of proboscis monkeys and orangutans. Was really, really amazing. And the elephants, you can also spot them is when they are along the riverbanks. Tabin Wildlife Reserve. Tabin is Sabah's largest wildlife reserve. It covers 120 square kilometers, including 90 square kilometers of primary untouched forest. Why I love this place is because they do really a good job here preserving the area, avoiding the deforestation with the palm oil trees. And also because you will get here the experience of trekking into the deep jungle, and then swimming in a waterfall or walking over a mud volcano. This is also home of the pygmy elephants, clouded elephants, the orangutans, and these 8 different species of hornbill. This is a hornbill. Danum Valley. This is the most special place that we have in Borneo. This is 43,000 hectares of pristine untouched primary virgin rainforest, remote. This is the premier wildlife location. Here you can see everything. And also it's very curious, they have 200 species of plants found per hectare. The tallest tree in the world is here, 100.8 meters. The activities that you will be doing here in Danube Valley, you will stay normally for 2 nights, and you will be doing jungle treks, night safaris, and night treks, canopies, and river tubing. Here there is remote, very remote area, and there is no internet connection, but neither there are mosquitoes. This is something interesting, as they have so many predators that they don't bother the humans. And now I'm going to present to you 2 places for the most adventurers. The Namakot. This is a true Bornean rainforest sanctuary hidden deep in the heart of Sabah. And here you can see also a lot of wildlife. You can see orangutans, pygmy elephants, the 5 Bornean cats, along other exotic species and birds lots. It is highly recommended for adventurous people because, especially because of the accommodation that is quite basic. The place is to get there it takes long journey. It's like around 10 hours by car from Kota Kinabalu. Mostly 4 hours you go in the 4 wheels in the forest until you get to this place. It's really remote, no internet here neither. And the activities that you will be doing here are just 4-wheel safari because you cannot go into the jungle. You will spend 4 days exploring the true Bornean rainforest off the beaten track, and you can witness so many of these secular trees that, as the one of this photo that is taken by me. Malay Basin, another very special place, is known as Sabah's Lost World, one of the finest remaining wilderness area, one of the world great reserve of biodiversity. Virgin Bornean rainforest, magnificent waterfalls that sometimes they reflect rainbow colors. Here the stay is the study center that is very basic, and the activities are adventurous treks, very challenging, waterfall swimming, and as I say, the accommodation is quite basic, and also you can access here by land, and it's around like 8 hours. The wildlife does not support a huge wildlife population because it can be observed, but with difficulty. This place is special for flora lovers. We have already seen Sabah tribes and the jungles, and now let's have a look at Sarawak. Sarawak is the land where the adventure lives, and is the largest state in Malaysia, with a vast green wilderness. Sarawak has a great diversity of ethnic groups, and their main groups are the Iban, Bidaju, Melanau, and Orang Ulu. They have a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is Mulu Park. The Iban people, they are the fierce warriors. They are the largest ethnic group in Sarawak, making about 30% of the population. The Iban people, they were the fierce headhunters who expanded their territories through ferocious battles. This fabric is called Puakumbu, and each one is unique, and it tells stories about spirits, environment, religions, or tradition. This is how it looks like their longhouse, that is divided in 3 areas with a main hall, a middle room, and a veranda. This man is the head man and is known as Tuai Ruma. Ruma means house. Tattooing, as you see, there's a lot of tattoos in his body. It's an important ritual in life, and it indicates the social status. The Iban men, they were tattooed to show off their power in headhunting. And also the Iban woman, they had tattoos, and they reflect their artistic skills in waving or singing. The Iban custom is one of the most unique and difficult to wear. It's really beautiful. They celebrate a festival called Hari Hawaii that is the most important in Sarawak, and is about the others festival also. 1st and 2nd of June, and they celebrate the end of the harvest season. It's Thanksgiving to express the gratitude for the harvest. And they do like free flow of rice wine that is called tuak. We can meet them at Batanay. Batanay is a remote area, also in the middle of nowhere in the beautiful rainforest. And you can live with the family in their longhouse for 2 days, 1 night. You will get a warm welcome. You will visit how it looks, the longhouse. You will watch them, how to work, how they make mats, baskets, handicrafts, fish nets. And you will join them also in their daily chores, like feeding their animals or washing their clothes. And after dinner, you will socialize with the longhouse people and they witness the cultural performance. You will join them to dance and you will drink a lot of tuak, the rice wine. The accommodation is really, really simple, but the experience is so worthy because they will offer you the best of their hospitality. This is the headman. It's still alive. About the 78% of the population is Bidayu, is the 4th largest ethnic group. Architects of Baruk homes, the most beautiful ones. The main entrance of the Bidayu home, it's beautiful and unique and resembling a pavilion. The skulls of the enemies are hung above the fireplace, and the area is also a ceremonial center. The pretty Bidayu, the Bidayu home costume is very nice. It's very nice, and you can see here how it looks like. And they also celebrate another festival called Gawai Dayak on the 1st of June. And it's for the same. It's a gratitude for the harvest, with of course a lot of rice wine. We can meet them at the longhouse Ana Rice, doing a day trip from Kuching. And this longhouse is very big. It's the home of over 80 families. And it's located in a beautiful isolated valley. And they will invite you to have a tea break with the family. And you will see also the canyon piece and the several human skulls. Melanau people. The heartland of this community is called Muka. So this is not, they are known as the occupants of the tall house. So the Melanau people, they are known for their distinct traditional homes raised up to 40 feet above ground. The main structure is linked to the ground via a long timber stairway, and it was built in such a way to protect them from pests. Pesta Kaul is the most important Thanksgiving, and the highlight of the festival is a procession where a basket is raised at 7 feet high pole as offering to the spirit, and it takes place around October. Their favorite dish are the sago worms that they found in the sago stump. That they can these white worms, they can be eaten raw or cooked. So this man is eating them raw. And this picture is the sago worms cook that I tried. I must say it's not my taste, but you are very welcome to try. Another curiosity in this community, long earlobes were the traditional symbol of beauty and eligibility for marriage. It's no longer practiced by the younger generations. We can meet them at Muka in a 4 days, 3 nights, exploring the regions Sibu and Muka, and stay at La Mindana. That is a traditional house, very, very beautiful. It's also a cultural center. You can watch how the sago is processed and enjoy cultural performance, learn about their food, and enjoy the beautiful mangrove cruise exploring this remote area. This is for sure, for me, one of the most memorable places I have been. Remote, traditional, off the beaten track. So just to tell you one nice thing, we went for dinner to the restaurant where the sago place of the picture, And for the waitress, it was the first time that she saw Western people. She was touching me like hugging, like it was like her toys, and it was something that I will never forget in my life. The Western people, we are known as Orang Putih. Orang means people, and Putih means white. And here we have, in Sarawak, we have the equivalent to Sepilok, and it's called Semengok. Semengok is also a colony of semi-wild orangutans that have been rescued from the jungle, and they teach them how to survive in the wild. And also you can observe them during their feeding time from a platform. Baco National Park. This is very special because it's very, very small, but despite its small size, here is possible to see almost every time of different vegetation that we can find in Borneo. And it's a beautiful mix between sandy beaches and jungle. The wildlife, so we can observe here macaques, wild boar, squirrels, monitor lizard, and the proboscis monkey, like here in the picture. Unlike some of the other national parks, the visitors here are almost guaranteed to see the wildlife. There are 275 rare proboscis monkeys that they are found only in Borneo. So this male, this is a male, and with this odd-looking creature, with a huge nose and a large pot belly. They can weigh until 20 kilos, and they use their nose to attract the females. So as bigger as the nose, they are, for the females, they are more and more attractive. They live in organized RMs groups consisting of a dominant male and 2 to 7 females, and they are very good swimmers. Mulu National Park. Mulu National Park is an UNESCO World Heritage Area, and it is an spectacular, pristine rainforest that took 60 million years to create. We access here flying from Cochin or from Kota Kinabalu. And the activities that you will be doing in Mulu includes to explore the caves, watch the iconic famous bat exodus, and the access to the cave is via long boats. Just flying over Mulu is something amazing because you can see the vast tropical river system. So Mulu has an airport, an hotel, very small village, a clinic, and a primary school. That's it. And then there is the Mulu National Park, 85,000 hectares of some of the oldest pristine rainforests of the world. This picture is the deer cave, and it's taken by me, and where the height is the high cave ceilings, more than 100 meters in some of the places. A Boeing can be parked inside this cave. And the face of Abraham Lincoln can be seen on the wall. And every night, bat exodus, the iconic bat exodus that happened, is a marvel phenomenon. It's a nature marvel phenomenon that occurs that millions of bats, they leave the cave to find food at sunset. And then you will observe this amazing wonder, just sitting in a chiringuito, having your drink in the middle of the jungle. So I have presented already both states, Sabah and Sarawak, and their tribes and the nature spots. So in Borneo, we can't avoid to talk about food because it's one of the great national prides because of the variety. You should meet my colleagues at the office to understand there is always food around. So here there are a few examples of the Sarawak cuisine. Mainly they eat a lot of rice with a great variety of other ingredients. So this picture is the Sarawak laksa, quite spicy, but nice taste. And this is the Sarawakian version of the ceviche, raw fish salad. This is my favorite. that is manok paso, that is chicken stuffed into bamboo tube with mushroom, lemongrass, and tapioca. This is their favorite veggie called midin. And these are an example of, there are many, but these are only an example of the exotic fruits that we can find in Sarawak. The terap, that it tastes like banana, matakuchin, that means cat's eye, and this is like a sweet snack, and enkala, that is creamy, it's quite creamy, and it tastes a little bit like the avocados. In Sabah, the cuisine includes a lot of fish, can be grilled, can be fried, barbecue prawns, fried rice, noodles, and also veggies. This is the bambangan, they use it a lot. It's a wild mango only found in Borneo, and they used to make pickles, or they cook with fish. This is the sago. There's a different sago, not different sago worms. It's made with the pith of the sago palm, and they use for many things, like thickener, or also for desserts as pudding. This is a sayur manis. It's really nice, crunchy veggie that only grows here in Sabah. And this is also the version of the sashimi of the Kadasan Dusun people. And a few examples of the exotic fruits, rambutan, mangosteen, that's my favorite, that it tastes like grapes, and the smelly durian. Now, I would like to present you my favorite lodges. This is Tabin Wildlife Reserve, only 20 chalets. It's a very basic lodge, but very unique for being in the conservation area. And it's ideal for the nature lovers, because here you can do the treks in the deep jungle, safaris, bird watching, night walks, and also there is a kind of a spa where you can try a mask made by volcano mud to test the rejuvenating properties. This is Kinabatangan Wetland Resort, another small lodge located in Kinabatangan River in an area very remote called Iban. There are spacious chalets. You can see here how it looks like inside, with this amazing window facing the jungle. It's like very private. For me, it's the best location because it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's non-touristic. And the guides here, they are fantastic. This is the lodge I have spent in New Year's Eve. We have another special lodge in Kinabatangan area. This Sukao Rainforest Lodge. There are 40 rooms here. 20 of the rooms are villas, and this is how a villa look like. The location is Sukao. Here, this lodge is member of the National Geographic Unique Lodges. It's an eco lodge built with local woods and connected with elevated walkways. And here you will be doing early in the morning and in the afternoon cruises in small electric river boats to observe the wildlife. They also have a nice swimming pool to refresh between the safaris. Borneo Rainforest Lodge. This is something amazing. Total rooms, 30 chalets and villas, and is located in Danum Valley. It's the only lodge located in Danum Valley Conservation Area, and is overlooking the river. Cannot be more beautiful. The area really cannot be more beautiful in the pristine virgin rainforest. And here you will do treks, canopy, tubing in the river, bird watching, night walks, safaris. And the Borneo Rainforest Lodge, their chalets, some of them, they have this overlooking bathtub, overlooking the river that is here. So in my last visit, for example, I have the wild experience of having a breakfast on the riverside with a family of naughty gibbons observing and staring at us. The gibbons are part of the orangutan family, with a red fur and a funny black face. And this is Mulu Marriott. This is not really a lodge, it's a spectacular hotel located in Mulu National Park. Total rooms 101, 5-star hotel, and it's nestled among the natural that you can see here in the picture. And here you will see taking the river on a longboat, you will get to see the beautiful caves. So this is all. Terima kasih, that means thank you in Bahasa Melayu. I hope you enjoyed this Borneo presentation and learned about Sabah, Sarawak, their tribes and its nature. And now I will pass you over to Sunita from Travel the Unknown. To jumpa lagi and see you soon in Borneo.
That was such a brilliant presentation. Thank you so much, Beatriz.
Right.
So now I'll take everyone quickly through our tours before we go on to the question answer round. So let me share my screen now. So let's start with first, the most popular tour, Wildlife of Borneo, which we organize as a group as well as a private tour. It's a 15-day trip. It is wildlife centric, but it does have a little bit of other things to give you a taster of the other things that Beatrice talked about. We run 2 trips. We will be running 2 trips in May as well as in August. May, of course, all going well. By August, we do hope things are definitely much better and right on track. Then we have Hidden Borneo, which, as the name suggests, takes in the offbeat and the lesser known bits of Borneo. This we organize as a private tour and can be put together for travel any time of the year. Classical Borneo, which is a good first-timers trip. It basically, this is a suggested itinerary, so it has a little bit of everything, all the highlights of Borneo. And but do bear in mind that these private trips are not set in stone. They can be modified to suit your requirements. These just give you an idea, and basically, you know, we can add to it or omit things from it which you do not want, and we can tailor it more to your requirements. Some practical information, Borneo is 8 hours ahead of UK. There are direct flight options from UK and other European countries into Kuala Lumpur, from where you connect with a flight to Borneo. UK and most other nationalities do not require a visa for up to 90 days of travel. Malaysian ringgit is the currency. ATMs are available in the bigger cities. Credit cards are accepted by lodges and establishments, though some places they may levy a charge for credit card usage. And the best time to travel is from April to October. So let's have the questions now. Beatrice, the first one coming your way. For someone who's looking to do an extension and add diving or snorkeling, where all would you recommend? Which would be the good spots? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Okay. So the best spots for me, I would recommend to explore this area I mentioned before, that is called Kudat, that is off of the beaten track, and is beautiful. Here you can do a snorkel, you can do diving, and the corals are totally totally untouched, so it's worthy. Also, here close to Kota Kinabalu, we have a national park, a marine national park, and also you can do a snorkel and diving as well. I also need to mention that there in Sabah we have one of the best spots in the planet for diving. That is in the area of the East Coast area, but that area is unfortunately under the travel warning because many years ago happened something with the pirates from the Philippines. But our governments they are still putting this area under the travel warning. and then you need to make sure that your travel insurance they cover. So this area is the name of this area, the one I mentioned that is one of the best diving spots in the world. I'm a diver too, and it's called Sipadan, and it's something
So that's Kota Kinabalu.
spectacular. You access from Tawau. Tawau. You have to fly from Kota Kinabalu to Tawau.
To Tawau, okay.
And then you go by boats, and you get there in 1 hour to that beautiful spot. But you have to have that in mind, that it's under the travel warning. But otherwise, in the other places that there is no travel warning, we still have nice places for snorkel and diving.
That's good to know. Thank you so much. Is malaria generally a problem in any of these areas?
No, never. Malaysia is the most safe country I have ever been in my life. Never anything happened here. I lost my mobile twice, and I recovered it. So it's something. So the lady, she saw a pop-up that someone was calling to my company, and they phoned my company. Someone in your company has lost the mobile. Where happened that? Anywhere. So Malaysia is really safe. So especially Borneo. In Kuala Lumpur, I can understand it's a big city, and then you can have more these kind of things. But in Borneo, in the years I've been living here, I have seen nothing.
That's good. It's nice to know there are such places, like, where you can really feel safe and not worry about anything, your belongings, personal belongings, or yourself. So.
Yeah, you get so relaxed at the end that you are forgetting everything everywhere.
That's the whole idea, isn't it, when you're in a place like that? So. How about malaria?
Okay, there is, but we never heard. We never hear that happened to someone in malaria. So I can say that the other day, my colleague, they were saying in 20 years I've been here with working with tourists, never has happened any case of malaria. So you can feel safe in this sense as well. There are a lot of mosquitoes, of course, in Kenyah River. There are a lot of mosquitoes. But for example, in Tanjung Valley, as I mentioned before, there are no mosquitoes because they have so many predators that they eat them. So, but of course, there are mosquitoes.
Oh, okay. I guess best at such places is always like, to have insect repellents, and you apply it when you go out to just.
You can let at home your perfume and just bring with you the mosquito repellent.
True. How about leeches? I think you need to have leech-proof socks or proper shoes too.
Okay, when you go to Tanjung Valley, they provide for you the leech socks. In Kinabatangan, there are no leech. In the other places that they mentioned before, like Deramakot or Maleo Basin, you are going to find leeches. You can protect with the leech sock. But the first time that you get bitten is like, wow, no, but at the end you get used to it. Nothing happens, so it's just that you see the blood leaking, but it's not painful and it's not dangerous. So we live with this, with the leeches.
Exactly.
Blood donation, we call blood donation.
Thank you for that. And what are the road and railroad systems like?
The roads are very good, I can say. So they are quite good, except when you go to the lodges that you have to enter in the jungle with proper vehicles, with four-wheel vehicles, because there are bumpy roads. They are not proper roads. But for example, the roads here that they to go to Mount Kinabalu are great. And here the people they drive quite well, I can say. They drive very well. They don't never they go fast. In fact, they go a little bit too slow normally. But here is even is safe. So even myself, I drive here, no problem. Yeah, roads are very good. So in Sabah and Sarawak.
And they have railroad system too in these places?
Railway system.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not really. There is a rail, the way that they go to some villages, but it's not. The British didn't develop it at that time so much railway. There are just short distances. There is a beautiful colonial train that goes from Kota Kinabalu.
Yeah.
It's a steam train. It goes from Kota Kinabalu to a place called Papar, that is around like 50, 60 kilometers from here.
Okay. Okay.
But no, I will wish that we will have trains to travel around, but we need the vehicles for everything.
Thank you. How about clouded leopards? Is there a possibility of seeing those, and what is a good time and where?
Good time, you can never say there is a good time because there is quite elusive. But for example, in the Rama Coast, I saw it. I saw it in Dalum Valley. There are chances. There are chances, for example, in these places to spot them. But also you spot them like very quickly because they are like quite fast. There is not a particular season that you can. The best season to come to Malaysia, as you mentioned, is between April till October. You can come to Malaysia any time of the year. So because this is the rainforest, always is going to be raining.
Yeah.
But the rain doesn't stop you to do activities because it normally rains in the afternoon or in the evening, and you do all the activities during the day. And also, even if it is rain, you are going to do still the activities we are used to, and we are prepared. We are prepared for that. But as answering to your question, there is not a specific season to see this the clouded leopard.
Thank you. And is it easier to see proboscis monkeys?
Very easy.
Yeah.
In Kinabatangan River, very easy. Because they love to be close to the water,
Yeah.
and then you manage to see almost in. Yeah. Also, you can see them in close to Sepilok. There is a place called Labuk Bay, and there is a sanctuary there, and you also can see them very very close. But in nature, you can see in Kinabatangan, in Danum Valley, there are not proboscis monkey. This is the only thing that I have to say.
Okay.
That is important. There are no proboscis. The proboscis monkeys, they like to be close to the water, and they will be always in places that are mangroves. And I don't know why in Danum Valley, they don't. This is not the habitat for them. You will see for sure in Kinabatangan.
Thank you.
And also in Baco, in Sarawak, in Baco.
Thank you. How about these longhouses, the newer ones? Do they have ensuite facilities?
No.
No, none of them.
In the longhouses, you will sleep in a dormitory together with other people, and also the bathrooms they have been done for better than for tourists, but they are super simple, and you also have to share the bathrooms. So this is the experience. So the person that will want to go to the longhouses have to know that night, so it's not going to be like to be in an hotel. They're going to be with the local people, and you are going to sleep more or less like the locals they sleep. But it's an experience itself, so it's really unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. That would be something very, very different. And that's when you can get up and close to the locals, really understand their lifestyle. And
I understand that it's not for everybody. I understand this is not something that is for everybody, but it's an experience that we offer, and there are people that they will like it to take it.
True. I think someone who's really
otherwise you will see them. You can see them in a day trip, and you can come back and you can sleep in your hotel.
True. So, and how about what are the best places for hiking? And is camping also a possibility in these areas?
Yes, there are some areas. So there is, for example, one park that I didn't show in this presentation because in fact there is not accommodation that you can do camping. in the area of Tawau, that is like an extension of Danube Valley. And so there you can see elephants and you also, for example, you can do camping there. You also can do camping in Baco, Monkey Navalu area. There are some camping areas as well. Places for hiking, so I would say Monkey Navalu, Malia Basin, for example, is a very good place for hiking. And see, that's it.
Thank you. Another question on the longhouses. Do you sleep on the floor or do they provide mattresses?
No, and a mattress.
Mattresses, okay.
Sleep in a mattress, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
They sleep in mattress and they don't sleep in the floors.
That's good then. And so clients don't have to carry like a sleeping bag or something like that.
No. Well, you want to get a sleeping bag with you, but no need.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And I think that's all we have for our question answer round. So let's get this up now. But should you think of anything later, you can always email us. And our next two events are as shown here. Look out for our newsletter for the registration details on the events page. And as always, a recording of this event will also be present on the events page shortly. Thank you for joining us again today. And Beatriz, thank you so much for a deep insight.
You're welcome. Thank you to you and thank you everybody for listening.
Can't wait to explore
the presentation. And I hope that everybody comes to Borneo.
We hope so too, and we hope soon. I think that would be the ideal place to start for some fresh air and some, getting up and close to nature.
Of course.
And, I look forward to seeing all of you in 2 weeks when we will be taking you on a virtual tour of Jordan. Enjoy the rest of your day and steer clear of all COVID strains and let the bucket list overflow. Goodbye.